All right, welcome back. Let's talk about big snakes, even though this one's not very big. This one will get up to some good size, and I'll show you the three anacondas that I do own. We'll go from smallest to the biggest, and the biggest one is a pretty good size, so you guys might want to stick around and watch that. So this is a male anaconda. Male anacondas normally stay smaller than the females. Typically in captivity you can get them around 8 to 10 feet, while the females will see 16-ish feet. There's a big weight difference. Males are lighter than females. So this is a male. His name is Oliver. Very, very good looking anaconda. Very dark. The other two are a lot greener, which you'll see very, very soon. We've been having some bonding issues since the day I've got him. He can be sweet, he can be docile, or he can be a little terror and want to bite me all of the time. So he's super cute. Very dark colorations behind the eye bands, which is weird to see because this is really the only anaconda that I've seen that is this dark and green. It doesn't have bright colors behind the bands, but very, very unique and a really, really nice looking anaconda. So you can see how awesome the coloration are on him with the black spots and then the yellows going up the side, a little bit of yellow. The other ones you can see for references on the colorations, but it's just really, really cool seeing how dark he is. And I'm wondering if he'll stay dark or if he'll lighten up as he gets older. I know some green anacondas kind of change from light to dark green, but it's really, really unique to me. When he bites it doesn't hurt. He bites fast and he bites a lot. So it's kind of like if any fast movements are in front of him, he'll bite. Or if he's just out and just is out for too long, he'll just bite for no reason. So yeah, I don't know why. We're still bonding. I mean, obviously I can hold him and I hook him out. I hook all my snakes out of bigger snakes, just because I don't want that initial reaction for food, but that's just me personally, and I do this by myself, so I try to be as cautious as I can. So yeah, he's eating medium rats every couple weeks. I'm not power feeding any of my animals. There's no point in overfeeding them, getting them super huge, super fat for internet reasons or sensations when they're going to die earlier than expected. I mean, a snake could die whenever, but you don't want to get them too fat and have liver issues or heart problems. You want to do the best for them to keep them alive and comfortable. So this little dude right here should be, in the next couple of years, hopefully will breed with the two females that you'll see very, very soon. And with males, I'd be cautious on them if you live in a state that has a permit and you want to get a permit. So Ohio, you need one for 12 feet. And since males, I don't know, I don't think males would see 12, but I don't know enough about the males or anything like that because I don't have a big one yet. So we'll look at him for a couple seconds and then we'll just jump into the females. So really excited to see him in the process of breeding. We've been breeding ball pythons here often. Got a big plan for, I think I got like 23 females going for 2024. I got babies from a couple months ago that are available. If anybody wants those, I'll put a link in the description below. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens in the breeding future with green anacondas. So we'll put him back. And he's being super good right now, but at any moment he could turn on me. So let's get those females out. All right, we'll go smallest to biggest on this, and this is Mountain Dew. This is a female green anaconda. I know I say this in all my videos, but about the anacondas. But when I first got her, a couple months later, she had a bunch of issues. She couldn't keep food down. She was throwing up everything that I gave her. Took her to a vet, got her on some medication, and ever since then she's bounced back and a little slow growing, but she's healthy and she looks phenomenal. So she just came out of her little water area, which is kind of difficult to provide for them unless you have an entire like designated room, which is a weird topic to have with some people. It would be nice to have for all the anacondas huge enclosures with areas where they can swim and bask and put their whole bodies in them. But as of right now, they just have concrete mixing tubs where they can soak their bodies in, and they can eat in there if they want to, and they digest their food in there a lot. So this girl is super active. And that's the thing, like, these aren't massive snakes. They're bigger than the ball pythons. So they have a lot of muscle to them. So they're extremely muscular. So you always have to take caution on holding them and how you hold them. On her, I would not want her to go around my neck. I would not want her to squeeze too tightly. You know, just holding her on my neck, she could definitely make you pass out. But the big girl, yeah, we'll talk about her later. So in Ohio, we can own these animals. Once they hit 12 feet, you have to apply for a permit. So that's another issue about owning big snakes. A lot of states completely ban them, and then some of them don't care what you have. But Ohio, we have to have a permit. I don't know how much it is. It's like $150, $200 a year. The state comes in and checks the room, checks the enclosures, and then they can show up at any moment, whenever they want unannounced, and they can check on how they're living and stuff like that. And you can get denied. They can take your animals. So it's not really something that you want to mess with in Ohio. If you have big snakes, you don't want to get caught with them unless you have a permit. So that's another thing about dealing with big snakes, is you have to look at your state or local laws. Make sure that you are legally allowed to own them, because everybody wants to show them off on the internet. All it takes is one person to call the state on you, and you could be in a world of trouble. So she's eating jumbo rats. You can tell she's a good size. She's not massive, she is thick, like I said, but again, she's a big snake. She can unintentionally hurt you and harm you, but she's phenomenal. Like you can see, I'm just holding her, no problems. She doesn't care. She's not trying to be weird or anything like that. No hissing or striking or anything like that. So she's beautiful, and you can tell she's got a lot of nice green on her. She's a lot brighter than the other one, but she's a little bit darker than the next one that I'll show you guys. So if you guys want to own these snakes, and you guys have questions about them, let me know. I've owned all of these since babies, and you definitely want to, in my personal opinion, get one as a baby so you can know their behavior, know their health issues, and then you can tame them down and bond with them. Because if you get a big one and the owner stopped handling it, because it's a lot of work to get these snakes out, and he just feeds them and doesn't mess with them, it might be a little angry. So might have a little attitude, and you got to deal with that. So owning big snakes, I mean, the cost of them is a lot, feeding is a lot, and the maintenance is the biggest part. So I clean the anacondas more than I clean any of the other animals that I own, just because they're constantly going to the bathroom in their water, and since they like being in water, you want that as fresh as you can and always have clean water in there, or else they get scale rot or they get weird bumps on their scales and stuff like that. So it's a lot that goes into them, but they are very, very rewarding. As you can see with the two that I've showed you already, they're super calm, super docile, and just super chill. So let's get out the big girl. All right, let's get the big girl out. This is Pop-Tart. She's almost 5-year-old anaconda, grand anaconda. I do like the yellows, but I just really love the greens more, just because of the colors. I like the way the head is shaped a little bit more and stuff like that. Just personal preference on those. But this girl's got to be 45 pounds, and she is all muscle. She's wearing me out. Whew, if you want to work out, have a crazy green anaconda hanging out with you at 45 pounds, not listening to you, paying attention. So she kind of just goes where she wants to go, and you just kind of have to guide her to where you want her to go, because she's going to do what she wants to do at this size, and there's not much you can really do. And when they get bigger, so she will probably, she's at 10 feet right now, I would say, and she's probably going to see 15, 16, probably weigh 120, 130 pounds, which is a lot when it's pure muscle. So we got to be careful with her, be safe with her on how we hold her. This girl looks very, very good. I love the coloration on her eyes, the bands, and then the coloration down her body. And you can see just how gentle she is by the way I handle her, move her head around, move her body around. We've never had any issues together, and there she goes. She's kind of coming out of her. Just kind of stretching out a little bit, but she's definitely big. And yeah, she's a workout to handle. So you always got to be careful with her. You know where she is on your body. Don't put her around your neck. They will unintentionally squeeze your neck. They're big animals. They don't want to be off the ground. They want to feel secure, so they're going to latch on to whatever is going to hold them. And if that's your neck, that's your neck. If you pass out, well, you're going down. So this girl never had any issues, never had any scares with her. If she's ever bites, has a feeding response, raps or whatever, I do have a bottle of alcoholic mouthwash that I'll just dump on her face and in her mouth, and then she'll release it. Some people use vodka, hard alcohol. It's all the same thing. It'll burn their mouths and then they'll release it. Not harmful to them. It saves you, protects you, so it's kind of the most important part of it. But I love the spots down her back. You can definitely tell how thick she is. So I'm going to try to feed her and the other girl tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll put that up as a video. I got some big rats stalling out right now. And then I just swapped her cages. She was at the 8x3 down below. And then now she's in a 8x2. I just swapped the berms and her around. Her pooping in the back of the cage. 3 feet really doesn't seem like anything that bad, but when you're laying on your belly in there scraping poop off the ground, it's not the most comfortable, so I just put her up there just to see if things would change, make it a little bit easier on me. And she's really not massive, so even in an 8-foot cage she can coil up and still be in a small little area in the back corner. You have a lot of room to go where she needs to go. So that'll pass the inspection with her when I need to get a permit. And really it's just, they're expensive to feed, a lot of maintenance. I've had her since she was a baby, so I bonded with her. I put a lot of time in her. She doesn't bite, she doesn't hiss, she doesn't do anything like that. I still take her out with a hook, just because I don't want any issues. But you see people on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, where they get these big anacondas and they're just biting you and stuff. It's like, you got to be provoking that animal to do that. And it's like, I don't have that issue. I care about the animals. I bond with them, and I understand that there are some that have an attitude, but all you got to do is put your time into them and you'll be all right. So, a lot of people do a bunch of weird stuff with animals to get views and attention, and a lot of it turns around to be negative for the good keepers. So we definitely don't want her around the neck. Ideally around the shoulders, like that would be perfect. She can't get you around the neck like that, but man, this girl is super sweet, super docile, and she doesn't want to kill you. Sometimes she's even scared of our bunny rabbit, and she doesn't want to deal with that. But just want to show you guys an update on the anacondas, how they're doing, how this girl's doing. She's growing quickly, a lot, and future plans with the 2 females and the male, obviously, for breeding. And probably in the next 2 years, because I want her to get as big as she can to be able to produce 20 to 40 babies, because that would be crazy. And the male obviously is not ready now anyways, and I'm not pumping him full of food and testing him like that. So just want to say thanks for the support. If you guys have any questions about these animals, let me know. And if you, like I said, if you're thinking about owning an anaconda, you got questions, I would be more than happy to help you out. So that is it, and I'll see you guys on the next video.